Hello again, everyone. This is March 15th, 2026, 6 minutes past 8 Dubai time, UTC plus 4. I'm going to review my all-time favorite altcoin, Bittensor TAO, USDT spot trading pair on MEXC chart, logarithmic scale. Now, shout out to my very good friend that is, I believe, the one of the founding developers of this project. He got me, yeah, I wouldn't say involved. He got me exposed to this project way back in, is it 2023, I believe, where they only had their own native exchange on the Tensor network, and the trading pair, I believe, was TAO BTC. And I had been given a couple from him, which was amazing. The price was way lower. It was in the 30s, I believe. And since then, they've migrated. I think Mexi is the first centralized exchange where they started trading on. And since then, I started charting it after we started seeing our explosive moves in 2023. Price action and Fibonacci retracements, extensions, and Elliott wave theory seems to adhere quite nicely to this altcoin. I remember doing some initial TA, and please don't take any of my Elliott wave theory as don't take it to the bank. It's very basic, but it seems to have served us quite well in our little TA. I pulled up a couple of drawings and I just couldn't resist making a quick video just to see how this will play out in future, as I am starting to see something I like, that if it does play out, we stand to gain some nice profits. So I'll just look revisiting. I did not save my initial analysis on this, but I just quickly made a basic 5-wave impulsive move with some corrective structures and some ideas in what I see at the moment developing. You could look at it as a couple of nesting 1-2s. I used this with the long corrective wave 2 as a starting point of our wave 1-2, bearing in mind it is logarithmic chart. Using the trend-based fib extension tool, measuring from the peak of 1 to 2. I'm looking at confluence on our typical golden numbers, and as you can see, this does tend to adhere to it very nicely. Our 1.618 from the peak to the low gives us a nice consolidation range on top of this fib extension there. Then with a further move on, and you could quite clearly see this is the end of a wave 5 if you have an intermediate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 extended, and swing failure pattern right over there. That would have been a nice short into your larger wave 4 correction, this being your intermediate or your larger wave 3, 4, 5, your intermediate 5. We see it peaking very closely, very nicely at your 2.618, going on to 4 and then going on to 5. If I do recall, so wave 1 is the shortest, 3 is the longest, that's nice, and 5 is fairly long, but not nearly as long as 3. If I just take a basic retrace, I'm going to exclude the swing failure pattern. Going from the peak of 3 to the base of 2, we transpose that onto the base, the bottom of 4. That should typically give us a 618 for a typical 5, if it's not an extended 5, which in this case it's not, and you can see it bang on nails the 618. You obviously have, this is a very nasty little market maker move. I can't see where's my brush now. They literally just, anyone that was short here, which was a perfect entry for a short, and you could see you were making lower highs, putting your stop just above there, they just came and took that out. How nasty was that? So 5-wave move, beautifully done. 618 off of the entire 3-wave move, giving you your 5th final. After that, entering a really, really extended consolidation. Or I'm no Wyckoff expert by any means. I'm guessing this is what distribution typically would look like, or reaccumulation, I guess. Now, Elliott Wave would say after a completed 5-wave move, you are looking for a retrace to come back to the typically the fourth wave of a lesser degree. This is the fourth wave of the higher degree. The lesser degree would be here in your 3. You have your 1, 2, 3, 4. If I am correct, this is the zone we would be looking at for getting a retrace of the entire move. Here we have an attempt which failed to even enter the wave 4 territory. And as time progressed, 23, 24, we have another attempt, again falling short. This, I'm guessing, falls all within the Wyckoff distribution / accumulation, whatever you want to call it. And after there's the October 10 scam week, we have this massive capitulation. And here we go. We finally enter the wave 4 of lesser degree, satisfying Elliott wave's completion of the 5-wave impulse and corrective phase. Now, however you want to label this corrective phase, that is too nasty and too complicated for me to even bother. This, I am going to assume a potential starting point and foundation for a new impulse and move upwards, potentially forming another 5-wave move. So basically, looking at what we saw here, as I was explaining step by step, I just made some notes there just to kind of copy and paste what we can expect seeing forward. So same trend-based fib from origin of 1, 2. You could draw from there, I guess. Doesn't make too much of a difference. Over here we go. This is how we draw it. Take it from the low, take it to the high, take it to the base of where we expect 2 to be. So it's not, I mean, it should be a precise science. I'm just shamelessly, roughly drawing it. I'm expecting to see some resistance forming between this 618 and 1272. This, if we're living in a simulation, right? Forming this base here before continuation onto the next level for a wave 3. Now, bearing in mind, this is a much smaller move in size, and if I'm honest, that could be a little premature. If you look at this, the look of this structure over here, one could say that it is a smaller version of what happened here. So you could say it's a series of nested 1-2s, 1-2s, and then the breakout started. Now, if this were to happen over here, we're going to look at a much longer time-based move. And from the other accounts I'm following on crypto Twitter or X, the base for forming a major Hurst cycle low towards October this year doesn't quite allow us to see an extended nested 1-2 before making the breakout and satisfying the lows here. This price action will simply just not have the legs for it, in my opinion. So I am going to assume this is a potential move of 1-2. And if we look at replicating this idea, we are going to see the 2-6-1-8 be hit for a wave 3, and then a 3-6-1-8 be hit for a wave 5. Potentially you could trade selling the 1-6-1-8, taking some longs and shorts, if you will, or even just spot trades. There's sufficient percentage gains and losses to be made in that, approximately 20% move down from that move. And then if you re-enter approximately around there, you're looking at another 200% move. But let's look at the ratios over here. Here we have the move. We are approaching our sell zone, which is in this vicinity. Looking at 300 is a nice sell target. I think most people will be happy with. And if you want to re-enter approximately the 360 to 370 range, and then looking at targeting with a nice 60-odd% move up to this 2-6-1-8. Or if you want to hold it all the way up to 600. I mean, look at that number. Imagine it goes to 666. Are we living in a simulation or what? So this will probably, at the best case scenario, be the price we can see before the Northern Hemisphere summer, which is technically where I am based now. And that's what they refer to. I believe that summer is going to be downtown to Goblin Town. So even if we do get lucky enough to have a nice move up into this vicinity, hit it there, come back down and have a final move there, this is just going to become nasty and ugly going onwards. Don't take this to the bank. This is supposed to be a short idea. We're running on 10 minutes already. Thank you for watching. Let's see how this plays out, and as it develops, I'll update it and put some smaller intermediate waves, and let's have fun. Thank you for watching.